Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Curve, where we bring you all the latest Grandmasters news on Curve. Week 3 of Grandmasters saw our competitors take on a specialist format, in which a single deck list is submitted as a primary deck, and then 2 more lists are created with up to 5 cards different from that primary. This meant that preparation and predicting the field was even more key than usual. In the Asia Pacific region, we had a wide variety of classes represented, with the top 4 being Surrender on Rogue, Shaxi on Demon Hunter, Dawn on Warlock, and Blitzchung on Druid. In the first match of the semi-finals, Blitzchung dominated Dawn in a one-sided matchup that is Token Druid versus Control Warlock. Although Dawn took a rough loss, he did manage to bank 3 points this week to help him recover from his previous performance. Semi-final number 2 was Surrender versus Shaxi. Although Surrender showed some inspired deck building choices with his Rogue this week, he just couldn't get the job done fast enough to beat Shaxi's OTK Demon Hunter. You could have blinked and missed the finals of APAC this week, as Blitzchung blasted past any defense Shaxi could mount and won 2-0 with his Token Druid once again, taking the 5 points for the week and everyone reconsidering what they thought they knew about Specialist. Unlike the other regions, Europe seemed to be on the same page when it comes to Specialist, as there were only 4 classes across all 16 players, and 8 choosing to bring Spell Mage. Questions do have to be asked that if half of the field are bringing the same deck, then someone is doing something wrong. The first semi-final match was a Control Priest versus Spell Mage face-off between Swids and Blyes, which ended in a 2-1 victory for Swids with the help of his double Ogremancer side deck. Semi-final 2 saw another Mage versus Priest matchup, but this time it was Letter's aptly named Miracle Priest, due to it being a miracle he got to top 4 in the first place, taking multiple 2-0 wins over Spell Mage to get there. Unfortunately for Letter, he could not keep up the amazing feat and fell 0-2 to Yala. The final was another close encounter between Priest and Mage, but in the end Swids managed to once again show what Control Priest can do by taking down Yala 2-1, securing him 5 points for the week and no doubt boosting his confidence going into the next week of Grandmasters. Heading over to the Americas, we have variety back on the menu, but in the end the top 4 consisted of 1 Priest, 2 Mages, and the only Hunter that was submitted across all of the regions.
I hunt alone.
In the opposite outcome of what we saw in Europe, the first semi-final went to the Mage and not the Priest. Nohands continued to show his dominance of the Americas region by making it to the finals after taking Frozen down 2-0. On the other side of the bracket, Rami and his Hunter took on Naugadan on Spell Mage, and although things started off shaky for Rami, he managed to pull it back and take down his opponent 2-1. The finals of Americas was another close one as both players secured a win, taking it to Game 3. But fortunately for Rami, he did what Hunters do best, and his relentless pressure paid off as Nohands couldn't get a foothold at any point, and Rami took the victory. Although this was a loss for Nohands, he has to be commended for his performance so far. With a first place, second place, and top 4 finish rounding out the first 3 weeks of Grandmasters, it would not surprise me if we are already looking at a World Championship contender. That is going to be it for us here this week at The Curve. Make sure to go to playhearthstone.com/esports to check out any of the matches or deck lists you may have missed out on. Also remember that next week Grandmasters is taking a week off as we have Masters Tour Ogrimmar, so make sure to tune into that if you want some more Hearthstone action next week. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time in the tavern.